the chairman of the Presidential Task Force, honorable ministers, members of the PTF, permanent secretaries, heads of parastatals, gentlemen of the press, good evening. As a follow-up to last Monday, when we made a very strong recommendation that all those above the age of 60 years remain at home and keep away from social contacts as much as possible. Today I will be giving you additional details with regards to people that are vulnerable or in high-risk groups. As we know, COVID-19 infects people of all ages. However, the evidence to date suggests that two groups of people are at high risk of fatal illness from COVID-19. These are people above the age of 60 years and those that have underlying medical conditions, such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, chronic respiratory disease, cancer, or anything that suppresses your immune system. It is therefore very important that those persons that fall within this group know how to protect themselves from COVID-19. However, even if you are not at high risk, we must continue to play our part to prevent the spread of coronavirus to those who are vulnerable and can die from COVID-19. The risk of mortality here in Nigeria, on average, those above the age of 60, up to 18% of them could die from COVID infection. And we also know that younger people have died. Here in Abuja, the youngest person to die from COVID was just 38 years old. So we are all at risk. But how do we protect ourselves, and particularly if we fall within the vulnerable or high-risk groups? Well, first of all, if we are on medication, ensure that you take your drugs diligently. If you're diabetic, make sure that your diabetes is under control. If it isn't, we strongly suggest you see your doctor. If you are due for any vaccinations, make sure your vaccines are up to date. Medications, it's important to keep your medications at home in a sufficient quantity and to limit trips outside your home. When we talk about staying at home, it's not about staying at home and hosting a lot of people, guests, relatives, etc. No. By staying at home, you are limiting your social interaction. You limit your home visitors to only essential people, who in turn must observe all non-pharmaceutical prevention measures. It's also important to keep up to date with our health advisories from the NCDC, ourselves, the PTF, as well as WHO and other international bodies. If you are within this age group and you have to go out, and it's essential you go out, then please wear a mask over your nose and mouth, just like I'm wearing at the moment. Do not expose your nose. We have seen so many pictures of people speaking publicly and pulling down their mask, or people not wearing their mask, just using their mask to cover their beard or chin. So now is not the time to demonstrate how handsome you are. We've got to get through this particular period without showing our faces. So apart from wearing masks, it's important to maintain physical distancing. The more you maintain physical distance, the less likely you are that droplets of infected material will land on your face or in your eyes or on your mouth. And certainly do not engage with anyone who is not wearing his mask properly. If you wear a mask, you are actually protecting more of the person you are contacting, you're talking to, than yourself, because you're stopping excretions from going out. So in a way, it's a good way of showing your concern and your love for the persons that you are coming in contact with. And it's all about responsibility. So pay attention to the changes in your health, of course, and report any symptoms you see. or observe, like fever, cough, or difficulty in breathing, to your doctor. We must all take responsibility, as actions or carelessness can fatally affect the people around us. We must all continue to practice non-pharmaceutical interventions, and if you do notice any COVID-like symptoms, please avoid close contact with others, but especially those that are at risk of severe infections, such as our elderly friends and relatives and those with pre-existing conditions. It is preferable that you postpone every form of social gathering unless it is essential with this vulnerable group of people. We are all now COVID-19 frontline fighters, and it is this fight that will keep us, our elderly loved ones, and all those at high risk of fatal disease safe and alive. Thank you.